Welcome to the Instagram Stories for Thursday, March 7th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Let's start with Instagram news, and then we'll get into some other platform news that you need to know about. First, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads were all down on Tuesday morning. If you tried to open the Facebook app, for instance, like I did, you might have seen that you were logged out. Threads displayed a message saying, "Sorry, something went wrong, try again." Meta acknowledged the issue with a message saying, quote, "We are aware of an issue impacting Facebook login. Our engineering teams are actively looking to resolve the issue as quickly as possible." End quote. A couple of hours later, the status page for Meta said, Meta is, quote, "recovering from an earlier outage impacting Facebook login, and services are in the process of being restored." End quote. Took a couple of hours, but things were finally back to normal. You may have noticed the problem, or if you were not online at that time or not using one of those three apps, you might not even have noticed. Let's move into some Threads news. Good news, Threads is working on having an API. If you are not familiar, an API is an application programming interface, and it's how apps talk to each other. According to Jesse Chen, who is an engineer working on Threads, the Threads team has now partnered with a range of third-party platforms on the first stage of live testing for its API, which has been in development for the past few months. The quote from Jesse Chen on Threads is, quote, "The API currently enables users to authenticate, publish threads, and fetch the content they posted through these tools. And soon, we will enable reply moderation and insights capabilities. We are now testing with a small number of partners: Grabo, Hootsuite, Social News Desk, Sprinkler, Sprout Social, and TechMeme, as well as a few independent developers." End quote. I want to say a few things. First, this whole concept is so that you can use one app and write the same content for Threads that you do for Twitter, hit one post button, and it goes to both places. Maybe it goes to LinkedIn too. Maybe it goes to Facebook as well. Whatever. You can pick what platforms you want it to go to, and that's why we need a Threads API so badly. I personally use the Buffer app, which I really like, and I really need Buffer to support Threads through this API. Jesse concluded his thread post by saying, quote, "While we will limit access to the beta at this time, we hope to make the API broadly available by the end of June." End quote. I will, of course, keep you posted on this whole thing. And the last piece of meta news we're going to talk about has to do with WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger in the EU. The EU has specific laws, the most recent of which is called the DMA, the Digital Markets Act, and it is requiring that Meta have interoperability for WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger with other third-party messaging services. This is the requirement of the law. Meta has begun offering details about exactly how it is going to implement this interoperability with third-party messaging services and WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. They're going to be using the Signal protocol, which is what the Signal app uses. I will link to some details from the Meta team if you want to read more about this, but excited to see this level of interoperability. Maybe you have some friends who use only Facebook Messenger. Maybe you have some friends who only use WhatsApp. And then there's the friends you have on Signal who are always trying to convince you to switch. And you wonder why we have so many messaging apps in the first place. This interoperability is a huge step forward. And I really like to see laws like this from governments enforcing interoperability. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some TikTok news. So be sure to stick around. And we're back. Okay, let's dive into the TikTok news. TikTok posted a blog post on their news page talking about their new path to empower creators to succeed with enhanced resources and new monetization tools. TikTok is announcing new programs to give creators opportunities to express themselves, share their stories, fully embrace their creativity, all while getting rewarded financially. They share in this blog post that they hosted their largest U.S. Creator Summit, which was held on Tuesday in Los Angeles. It was called For Creators, Future Formats Summit, and I was not invited. The purpose of this summit was to help creators navigate all of TikTok's monetization tools, along with sharing best practices for content strategy, on new formats like longer videos. They also encouraged highlighting new trends. Creators would exchange ideas, debunk myths, and ultimately support each other to have success on TikTok. As part of that effort, they announced the new Creator Academy. This is a comprehensive education hub to provide creators at all levels with regularly updated resources, courses, articles, videos, and insights for additional guidance as you go about your TikTok journey. They explain account health, creation tools, make sure you have the content skills and understand monetization features, and a lot more, all within this Creator Academy. It's currently in testing, but it will be available in the near future in 7 different languages with more to come, and I will link to where you will be able to eventually find that. TikTok also shared some news about what was formerly called their creativity program. This program was all about helping creators to be more creative on the platform, but more importantly, generate higher revenue and unlock more real-world opportunities. They have since decided to improve that program and change its name. It is now called the Creator Rewards Program. It's designed to reward high-quality, original content longer than 1 minute with an optimized rewards formula focused on originality, play duration, search value, and audience engagement. In this news post, they actually share some really good stats about longer videos on TikTok. Since launching longer videos in 2022, users on TikTok spend 50% of their time watching longer content on TikTok, and viewership of longer videos has increased nearly 40% over the last 6 months. Clearly, they are trying to compete with TikTok for attention when it comes to longer videos. They also announced subscription opportunities. Previously, people who were live on TikTok, like meaning they had gone live, had a chance to offer subscriptions to viewers. Now they are expanding subscriptions to support non-live creators on TikTok as well. Nice to see that TikTok is working hard to provide so many monetization paths for creators on the platform. And the last piece of TikTok news that we're going to cover today comes from Reuters. Some US lawmakers are pushing for ByteDance, which is the parent company who own TikTok. They are pushing for ByteDance to divest TikTok or face a ban. I think the whole concept of the US banning TikTok as a news item has been so over-discussed at this point that I don't want to devote any more time or attention to it, but I just wanted to bring it up as you, as the listener, should be aware of it. That is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news, tech news, social media strategy, and all the other things that you need to know.
Instagram views got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave without a break or a pit stop. Still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and you gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's a type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.